Players really you are looking for on this exceL lineup is your Luzzers and your Connor. Connor, especially on the T side, playing that entry fragger role, trying to find openings and probing information here, there, and everywhere towards the terrorist side. For Luzzer, he plays the more passive style op. He has a real impact in the afterplants, the clutches, the 3v3s, the 4v4s once the rounds are underway.
Thing is that worries me, though, obviously, as well, when you try and work your way through that. Luzzer. Now, he is a very, very good player. Very talented.
Yep,
we've seen this in the past. We always touch on how impressed we were and how quickly he rise through the ranks of the UK scene. Obviously, after EnVyUs sort of gave him a lot of courage, sort of brought him up, he then started to do work. But since he's found his home in this exceL lineup, it seems like he's getting last alive all the time. He cannot find those opening frags. He seems a little bit scared.
When we casted Train last time, Jack, I believe it was 4 saves coming up from the CT side of exceL. Let's see what they can do, though. Losing the knife round, they will start on the terrorist side. Let's see, Jacob now buying the smoke and Molotov. Probably going to be going towards that B site. Smoke down low and Molotov ricochet off of the heaven door towards default plant. Try and stop the defuse coming in. Talking about defuse as well with defuse kit and smoke onto VKL.
They might be aware of this, though. Look at Lambert's position. He's pushed all the way out through Ivy. This is a ridiculous amount of information he's getting off this push.
That's something we don't see from the UK teams on the CT side, playing aggressive for information. The smoke can be used as well as a deterrent. Try and force the rotation back towards A. From number 2, Petascale towards close connector. If he rotates back towards A, leaves it down to VKL, that could be the end.
They're not going to fall for it, though. They hold their ground. They do get some early tags out as well. Jacob fairly low. He will now fall down as Jax finds a double kill. Petascale as well will fall as he loses his head. Now the poster going to go for the bomb plant. It's just Luzzer trying to aid him, attempting to go for that bodyguard role. He's left all on his lonesome. They did at least get the bomb plant, but they will fall down.
So, bomb going down on the T side, going to be forfeiting, potentially consider this one ecoing into round number 2. One of the issues with this is, yes, bomb did go down, you are going to have an AK buy into round number 3, but you are going to lack utility and an AWP. We know how impactful Luzzer's AWP is, and the style of CS that exceL like to bring, that tactical, execute heavy style. If they're going to fully kill this one, buy up into round number 3, they are going to have smoke flashbang, or one smoke or one flashbang. They're going to be lacking nades. And if once those executes come down, you're going to be lacking the Molotovs for the afterplant. That could be a very sticky scenario. Anyway, though, we are going to round number 2. It's going to be the 4 SMG buy coming out from EnVyUs Academy, along with the FAMAS onto Haji. And onto that T side exceL. Notice it's a Kevlar, or up just yet, just a deagle onto Luzzer.
He's going to try and go for that early peek out, though. Nade tags him down so low. That splash damage coming through, already on 44 HP. Doesn't get too much information either.
Goal right now for EnVyUs versus the unarmored pistols. Trying to 4 or 5 stay alive, put up your bank as much as possible. Get the kills onto those SMGs. You don't want Haji being the star of this round. You want the $600 kill bonus onto those UMPs.
Yep. Try and farm as much cash as physically possible. Right now, exceL just playing it slow, though. Need to try and go for more of an aggressive style playing to this late round here. Burst out, overwhelm the opposition if they can. Haji could be the man to try and shut them down here. Gets into an elevated angle, just waiting for them to make the first mistake.
Low HP onto 2 players as well. Gets the first nice headshot down to both. Trying to connect a second, though.
Can he find it? Another nade will go out. This should actually take down 2 of the players. They're so low.
Oh.
Barely misses as the shrapnel will riddle its way through them. Incredibly low, though. They are going to push their way through. Haji getting all of these information off the back of the audio queue. Just playing around Blue Train right now. Will find the opening frag, but then gets dispatched by Luzzer. Mole as well. Does actually find 1 frag, so they're creating a little bit of damage to the economy of EnVyUs. They start to find casualties, but Jax has had an absolute enough.
Mole now last alive with a UMP in hand. 1 kill. We'll grant him $600. $600 is what? Double flashbang, smoke grenade. Molotov flashbang for the T side could be vital. Leading into the executes. 1 more kill as well as money taken out of the CT side. Already the super sub potentially here showing provenance.
Yeah, doing a little bit of damage, starting to build up his own money pool here off the back of this UMP. They did look a little bit timid, but Jax takes the fight and will take him down.
Still though, 3 kills on eco. Obviously not about a failure. Taking out roughly what? $10,000, $12,000 worth of investment onto the CT side economy. They're going to have to buy up 3 more guns into this one. Rebuy armor and rebuy utility. And still the buy's going to be looking like as well from exceL. Are we going to be seeing strong utility coming up from them? And the answer to that is Jack. Is no. Jacob there, just a decoy to his name. The IGL and captain, the play you want to have those smoke grenades. Mole obviously finding 2 kills. Not enough money for the full utility, but still. We're going to round number 3, Jack. It's going to be the AWP onto Lambert. 2 UMPs and 2 M4s.
Luzzer always on the early aggression here, trying to find that face out through mid-main. Will peek out. Does actually get the opener. This is huge now for exceL as well. They can try and slow it down a little bit.
It is indeed. So, 5 versus 4 right now. Still, 1 minute 30 on the clock. The bomb towards Pop Dog. Still, they're slowly going to be shifting out through that smoke. Maybe waiting for a flashbang from team main. Jacob there. Does he have a smoke? But he doesn't. So Jacob can't smoke towards Green Train. They'd love a smoke or some aid there from above Pop Dog. Still, though, it's going to be 3 towards the A side, risking the 1 player towards B. Petascale alone there with just a UMP. Has some Molotov smoke grenade, so can delay the T-push if they want to, but here it comes.
Oh, they push their way out, but Haji gets the double kill as he finds a massive kill into the round. Boaster will fire back as he rips his head clean off. Mole had to come into effect. They wanted to go for the pincer play to try and take control of this bomb site, but it's not going in their favor. Lambert shuts him down, and they fall into a bit of a stalemate.
3 versus 2 now. As the assault comes in towards the A site poster, trying to work magic towards Sandwich. Here's the steps towards Green Trade. Peeks out potentially towards site. VKL has shifted though, and shifted his gaze back towards site.
He knows their locations, but can he start to raise his boasties as the CTs are holding their angles? They find the opening kill. Boaster will strike back as he takes down Lambert. He's left in a 1 versus 2. He's going to try and go for the clutch play here. VKL is incredibly low. Does he have to drop on them?
Kits as well onto the CT's Boaster. No utility to his name. Would have a flashbang, use that to peek. But I believe the timing will get the better of him. Petersco now coming from behind.
No utility to aid him here as well. He's got to go for the dry face if he wants to run the risk. 20 seconds on the clock. It's going to need to be a snap decision very, very soon. VKL starts to back off, possibly contemplating that he has rotated off towards the B-bomb site, but it's exceL that is going to be the nuisance into the late round here. If he finds this kill, there is potential, but they spot him out. They can tag his leg, and they deny the bomb plant as well.
Unfortunate there for Boaster, obviously spinning the foot there. Bomb does not go down. Nevertheless, 3 kills found. CT economy is yet to build. So 1 round win potentially from the T side that could break the CT bank, force the ecos, force the force buys, and that's where exceL really get their rounds on the board. Instead though, exceL are forced to go for the full eco. No Kevlar ball up just yet for the T side. It's going to be Deagle onto Connor this time. Obviously a star aimer, especially in this lineup as well. It is really down to Connor and Luzza. The 1-2 punch, can it deliver?
Yeah, they're your big dogs. They're the people you want to send in front line. They're going to be blowing open shots into the site, and he will actually find the head of Lambert as well. And that could be a good start. You at least get something to work with. They don't have an effective arsenal, no utility, but if they keep finding these little frags and whittle their way through EnVyUs, maybe there's a chance to the round.
A few issues here though right now for exceL. No Kevlar onto any of these remaining T players. The gun as well. He got the frag towards back Ivy. He cannot retrieve that AK, drop it over to a player of Kevlar. Instead, VKL with the op holding towards back alley.
No way to try and blind him here as well. They just have to take the fight through. They're going to go for the jump face, bait out the shot, and then take the fight towards him. Flashbang goes over. VKL playing it smart, just back off, stay alive.
They would have spotted the bomb as well. You can see the rotation coming in from Jax. He's left the B-bomb site, coming back towards Connector. He's going to allow Hadji now to play towards stop sign, and that will aid the player towards alley. Spots out player towards Sandwich, tags up Luzza.
It's an effective setup in play here as it's so easy to just hold off the opposition. VKL will find that kill. Hadji comes in with a double as well, and this round is effectively over. Luzza will fall, and EnVyUs get 4 under their belt.
Yep, good start there for exceL. Obviously finding the first kill, but you can't retrieve it. You can't drop that AK or M4 or AWP over to any armored player. You still have to be favoring the CT side. Even if it was a 3 versus 5 scenario, Jack still would have been favoring the CTs there. Anyway, another buy round coming up as we go into round number 5. Let's see where exceL are going to bring out. They will have the utility this time. Will they be going for an execute? We know that Lamb is open towards back alley. You can smoke off Green Train, go for an execute, do the wall of smokes outside, try to get the bomb down, try to play after plant scenario. That could definitely pay dividends for them. Instead though, they'll be playing 3 players towards B. Actually, no, 2 players towards B. Oh no, actually no one's going towards Ivy. It's going to be 1 towards team and a fast play towards B. Luzza trying to get the entry.
Luzza will actually find it as he pushes his way through. The Molotov goes down. They take a little bit of damage as they've now tried to claim control of this B-bomb site. Luzza, another frag comes through as well. Jax, he was coming in for the late round rotate, but Connor completely cuts it off. It's just on Hadji and Lambert, and they're trying to backtrack out of there. They're backpedaling away, and Luzza is hot on their heels.
Money is low on the exceL side. Obviously, the risk versus reward here in this scenario could be questionable. Obviously, they found 2 kills, 3 kills, 2 kills onto that CT side, so EnVyUs, they know exactly that their money is low. They don't want to give away any of these kills. They have an AWP and M4 to save. The question is, can they save it?
Because if they find this AWP as well, it's going to be a good addition to their arsenal. Oh, Hadji, fast reflexes, as he will be able to just tear straight through everyone that is on the hunt. exceL at this point can't try and send out any more players as well. Need to hold back. They cannot afford to lose the rest of these rifles.
So, round number 5. Strong play there from exceL. Can hear them cheering as well behind me. I initially thought they're going to go for the standard 2 towards alley, 2 towards B, and 1 towards teammate. Default that we see, you know, you go for the alley control, you have control of B upper, you have that playing teammate watching for a push, and then eventually do pincer and squeeze in that A site from alley, pop dog, and teammate.
One of the biggest things that used to be an issue with exceL as well, more consistently when we see them play train, those standard executes towards the A-bomb site, we see them very thick and far between. They never actually use them as actively. In terms of smoke takes on train, they're not as aggressive. They play a very slow split and pick style CS. They basically work around Luzza getting the opening entry and then try and funnel in off that.
So, talking about entries, Jax will find the first onto the aforementioned Luzza. It's going to be the 5 versus 4 in favor of EnVyUs. And remember as well, Jack, this is the reset round for exceL. They had 2 players fall in the last one. EnVyUs could break the bank here onto the T side and force an eco, force a force by coming in from exceL, break that bank, put it down to 0. And we could be seeing EnVyUs flying forward with the lead.
Yeah, not too stable right now in terms of economy. So they are just having to reset mentally, try and see how they want to approach this round and spice it up a little bit here.
EnVyUs with a 1-man advantage. 1 minute 10 on the clock still though, Jack. Bomb towards outside team main, towards T-spawn. We've got Petersco playing alone towards B once again. Interesting actually, you got the 4 versus 5 with the man advantage. Instead you are playing a 1-4 split CT defense. And you can see how exceL plays as well. It's actually very smart. He's playing passive, he's playing for the retake, he's just spotting all the angles. The reason being is he's playing for the retake. In his idea, he spots out the players. If he knows they're going B, he's going to Molotov behind sight, HE grenade it, counter flash it, bring time or allow time for his CT players, his CT teammates, sorry, to rotate in and go for the retake with the man advantage. That's how EnVyUs play. When they have the advantage, they never let it slip. But anyway, here comes spear attack, and now the retake should come in. exceL, trying to see what we can do.
Trying to explode their way into the bomb site, but can they overpower that frontline infantry? exceL, the one that's trying to keep them at bay right now, waits for his teammates to rotate in as well. Mole did what he had to do. He gets into the back line, was going to try and cut off the rotate, but he gets spotted out.
4 versus 3 now. CT kits, and actually Connor does find a frag onto Lambert. It's going to be the 4 versus 3.
They're taking these fights and they are winning them. Every 1v1 is going in their favor right now. EnVyUs not actually playing together as they start to push their way back through. They still have the Molotovs for the late round, so exceL in an absolutely fabulous position, but Boaster will fall, and it just comes down to Jacob and Connor. The Molotovs will start to go out, but can they pick this one up? Connor for the aggressive play straight out, but Haji overpowers him. Another Molotov flies through the air, lands on the bomb. Jacob, he's getting pushed from behind. He plans to go towards Jax. The Molotov will take him down. He's in a good position to pick this round up as he tries to retreat.
Massive round there from exceL. The double Molotov comes out, denies the defuse coming out from EnVyUs. Obviously, they had a smoke grenade there, extinguished the flames. They had the 2-man advantage. That should have been the CT's round.
Such an expensive round, though, for them. Even though they picked that one up, that is a lot of damage to their money.
It is indeed. They get the bomb down, so we could be seeing potentially 1 or 2 UMPs. So, actually, no. The money's actually better than I thought. It's going to be the 5 AK buy coming out from exceL as we go into round number 7. EnVyUs, though, going to be eco in this one. They've got 2,000 across the board. They are going to get 1,900 into their bank accounts next round, so they can buy up into round number 8. This is a round where they're going to seed it. Don't buy up Kevlar, play the pistols, and allow exceL to get to 3. The big issue here is you can't let exceL gain as much money as they possibly can here. Try and get some kills on that AK Kevlar saved.
Yeah, EnVyUs as well. They've always been quite coherent in the way they play their eco rounds. Don't really play them out like gun rounds. A lot of the time you see that very shock and awe, more aggressive style play.
Stack,
yeah, you see either stacks or that aggressive style play. Jax and Haji are the ones in the ecos that actually do a lot of the early hunting. They're the one going for the information plays.
What's interesting as well is the fact that VKL is playing so passive with that AK. 2 reasons for that. 1, obviously he's anticipating the play towards the B-bomb site. Or 2, he's actually wanting to save this AK. He doesn't really see a chance of winning the round. Going into round number 8, how much money actually do the CTs have? Can you show us? So VKL is 2,000. He's going to get 1.9k. He can't afford an AWP. He can't drop over another M4 to a player that can't afford it. So the idea here, maybe VKL is playing so passive because he wants to save the AK, drop that over, and still be able to buy an M4, have an extra buy into the gun round. Anyway, those smokes ran in towards the B-bomb site. It's going to be just exceL alone to save it.
As a backup of his teammates, though, they're in some good positions, but can he aid him from afar? The Overwatch with VKL, with that AK-47, exceL getting all of this information right now, and they seem unaware of his location. He does peek out, but he pre-fires a little bit too early. They do spot him out, and they remove him from the situation. VKL starts to rain down a little bit of hellfire, spamming away with that AK-47, but can't connect towards anyone right now. They are left in a 4 versus 4 as the CT start to come in from the rear, but Mole finds a headshot back on towards Jax Lambert now. With the AK, he's up high, and he's doing work as well. Mole gets shut down. Jacob responds. VKL finally comes into effect. With this AK-47 pushing up close, they need to start to react soon. They have no kits to work with, and it's just left on Boaster.
It's not about the round, Jack. It's about the money. Damage has been done in terms of the economy. Boaster now last alive. Doesn't anticipate Haji to be saving. Obviously, there's an AK close. Potentially, they could save once the bomb does explode. The question is now, actually, no. Would have started the bomb instead. Doesn't actually manage to save anything into round number 8. But damage has been dealt, Jack. So much money taken out of the T hands. They're playing for the exit frags. And now as we go into this next round, round number 8, this could be deal or die for exceL's bank account. EnVyUs, if they break that, force exceL to use everything they have into a force buy, win that, force the eco to come up for them on their T side. That can be their gateway to victory. Look at that, $200, $300, and $100 into 3 players. So if they lose this one, 1.4k into the bank, they're not going to be able to afford a strong buy. Anyway, though, talking about buys, it's going to be a solid buy on both halves.
We have the aggression as well. As always, leading the charge. He storms out to the middle of the battlefield. We'll get the opening frag. Doubles it up as well as he's hungry for these kills. Can he get the triple kill? They're locked into position. He finds it quite swiftly. Connor will go down, but there's Luzza roaming his way forward. The quad kill comes out. He's the aggressive man. He's the explosive fragger that we need to see. Previous weeks, it looked like he'd started to come down. He'd sort of lost that hype behind him. But Luzza looking like he's back on form.
It's interesting how players change their playstyle when they're on the AWP or when they're on the AK.
Yeah.
Luzza is usually the primary AWPer for the exceL side, but it seems like he's unleashed once you put him on the AK. Suddenly, maybe doesn't feel the pressure, he finds himself with more freedom. So we're going to stalemate. 4-4 in terms of the scoreline, round number 9. Going to be another eco coming up from Team EnVyUs, another round now where exceL can build up the bank even further going into the latter portions of this first half.
This could be nice as well because we've seen Lambert go for this consistent info play early on straight through Ivy. Luzza this time around is defending it. He has the AWP. If Lambert tries to get overconfident and peeks out, should shut him down.
Yeah, obviously Lambert is your primary AWPer for the EnVyUs side as well, and the IGL too. Having the AWP into his hands would be stellar. But I don't think Luzza is going to take the bait though.
Yeah, everyone just hunker down right now, holding their crossfires. Play it smart. Don't give EnVyUs an inch, because they will take a mile with it. We've seen that in the past. Right now, just hunker down and wait for the push to come to you. Allow them to make the first mistake. Yeah,
there's two ways you can play your anti-ecos. There's one, you play very fast and you play the group style. Or there's two, you play very slow and you wait for the CTs or, well, whatever the opposition is really doing to push in, play aggressive with the pistols. It's looking like exceL only the first option there. Play very slow and then group up towards the side. I want to see if the CTs will get aggressive and throw away the advantage. So exceL once again alone towards the B-bomb. So has the backup of VKL the Deagle. What can he really do with that gun?
Bit of a failed Molotov there, and it seems like it is just being quite a bit of a ruse. They're going to try and go for the pop dog play down towards the A-bomb site. Connor makes the first contact here as he peeks out, shuts down Jax. But are they aware of the location of Hadji? Hadji will overpower him as well. exceL is starting to come over through the rear. Things could get serious here.
Mo now finds the frag onto exceL. AK is retrieved as well. Hadji has the Kevlar. So 4 versus 3. They could be saving this one as well into round number 10, but it's looking like they're still going for it.
Hadji, though, does begin to back off a bit. The Molotov going down is going to burn out a lot of time. They're still trying to test the water slightly. Hadji just going to go for the save, it seems, off the back of this. Luzza will take down Lambert. VKL does strike. They weren't aware of his location. If VKL can somehow retrieve the AWP, that would be fairly effective for EnVyUs off the back of this round.
Still needs to find one more kill, though, towards stop sign. And Heaven as well. Does get it onto Jacob. Has the AWP in hand. The question is, can he actually exit with it? No. Boaster will find that kill. So, Hadji right now has the AK. Actually might find a kill as well onto Mol if he does decide to go up through Pop Dog. Bomb does expire. Hadji survives, and Mol, he's going to be staying put towards Pop Dog. We go into another round here, Jack. So far, so good from exceL. They lose the pistol round and already have 5 rounds on the board. So, very strong play for them as they have found 5 gun rounds into this first half. It's going to be the buy coming out from Team EnVyUs. It's going to be the AWP back onto Lambert's hands. What else have EnVyUs got in the inventory? It's going to be the 3 rifle setup, actually the double op. So VKL AWPing probably towards B, Lambert AWPing towards A. They know their exceL are playing the pick style, so you bring out the AWPs to counter that. They're not being executed upon. So you have the AWPs, they find the kills as the Ts walk into their crosshairs.
Yeah, and this is where they're going to be very effective as well. They've always been predominant on the AWPs in good setups as well. On the CT half, it could be good. They push their way down towards that B-bomb site, though. They actually do double team exceL here. They're able to get the angle towards him and dispatch him.
exceL running with the momentum they have. They go for the fast B play, catches exceL off guard, and it's going to grant them the B-bomb site. They have control of connector as well, Jack. It's so hard to rotate in through CT if you have control of connector.
Got themselves into good afterplants as well, trying to set themselves up for their power play into the late round here as the retake will start to come out. A little bit of utility actually spread across the few CT players. Still alive. Connor's doing damage, but not actually finding the frags. He's getting as many tags as possible, though, and it seems like they've decided to back off from this. They don't want to run the risk and lose the weapons.
EnVyUs now throwing in the towel. As they're going to be saving these guns in the next round, round number 11. I believe they can drop. How many rounds have they lost in a row, please, Observer? Can you build the scoreboard, please? There we go. So they've actually lost 5 in a row, so we'll have the $3,400 loss bonus. They can drop over a gun to exceL. No problem at all. Oh, wow. Boaster just screaming down the microphone there. You can see the passion. And the thing with exceL, right? You have players like Boaster, Windansky, of course, very emotional players and players that run with it. We saw the call there from Jacob to rush B. Caught exceL off guard. One of the nice things I saw as well, when you're on your T side, on terrain, and you go towards the B-bomb site, it's so important. It makes such a big difference to have control of connector, to cut off the rotations, to not allow the retake to come in from the CT side. Anyway, it's going to be another buy. Double upset once again. VKL getting aggressive, trying to find the first frag towards B halls.
Trying to push their way through. VKL switching it up like this with a style of play could be a nice bit of a difference in pace.
It's not just pace as well, it's information. You can see the rotation now. exceL has left that B-bomb site. VKL, the AWP, can see the whole of B. He has all the information they need. He's going to get early information as well. So once a player does peek him, he's going to know exactly what's going on. Jack's now taking control of A main. So, fairly standard round coming out from exceL. The slow default got 1 player towards alley, 2 players outside team main holding for the push, and then the 2 players towards B halls and close Pop Dog. Usually you would see 1 more player towards Pop Dog, but obviously you can't nitpick everything. Luz with the AWP, peeking towards alley, hoping and praying that someone's going to peek into him, but you can see how the CT side have actually given up that side of the map.
VKL, you will find the opening contact frag. This gives them all that information she was talking about earlier. He also falls back. They can just hold back on those close angles now. Just play crossfires and wait for the push to come towards them.
Such early information as well, so you can actually have a rotation back in through connector towards B, if, of course, he gave the call that it was the rush.
Nice Molotov there actually goes down. Haji gets burnt up quite a bit, left on 31 HP. If he did have the HE here, he could try and blast them out. Drops down the ladder, tries to go for the frag, but Jax will take him down.
4 versus 4, now Boaster comes out through alley. Lazar will shut down Jax, but still a 4 versus 2.
Another Molotov goes in as well. Haji is trapped at this point. He really can't move. It all falls back and towards Lazar. He has the AWP in his hands. Normally such a prolific fragger with the weapon, but what can he do now? He's back on home turf.
Once again, we see it so often. Lazar last alive with the AWP in hand. Will eventually go down to the M4 Petascal through the smoke. And they will grant round number 5 there for EnVyUs. As they went for the very, very slow play. They had the default where you have 1 towards alley, 2 towards team main, 2 towards popped up, but you can see how useless that was because, 1, you have no control of the map. You're leaving the AWP alone towards alley just to hold the angle towards green train, backlines and whatnot, but they're not taking control of it. Lazar, all he had to do was smoke off backlines, Molotov towards green train, and suddenly you have control of the map. You force a rotation maybe from the B bomb site. That could be the player they need to do to change things up. Obviously, EnVyUs Academy may be reading too much into exceL's T-sides. Once again, a very slow default. No one towards alley this time here. Lambert, though, AWPing and holding that angle. So, going to be seeing the 3-2 setup from the CT side. VKO with the AWP and Petascal with the M4 towards the B bomb site. And the remainder of EnVyUs Academy towards A. Bomb, slowly but surely shifting through Whitehall's. He could go down Pop Dog if they want to, or eventually execute towards that B bomb site. They have had success towards B mostly. Get that first kill onto Petascal and smoking off, molling off connector and having control and blocking off, cutting off all rotations.
Yeah. It's actually a fairly good showing so far from exceL as well. I mean, if we look at it right now statistically, EnVyUs, they've been losing at most, I believe, sort of 6 rounds overall against most teams. Obviously, Method were able to get the most rounds off them last week
13,
when they got 13. Yeah, that was the most we've ever seen. Before that, we were looking at sort of 6 rounds at a half maximum. So exceL definitely starting to push them to the limit right now, making them look human.
Exactly that. You've got to be thinking as well for EnVyUs, when are they eventually going to lose, not confidence, sorry, but when are they going to lose concentration? You're guaranteed playoffs, you're on 12 points, you've won 5 in a row, you haven't dropped a map yet. At one point, you just, it's just exceL, we can take this one easy. The upset starts to happen, and exceL have too many rounds of a buffer to cause for EnVyUs to come back into it. Anyway, that's going to be executed towards outside. Let's see what Haji can do to hold off the assault.
Playing up close and personal here as he wants to try and shut them down immediately. Will peek out, finds the first frag on towards Lazar. Tries to get another shot off. Will take the fight back towards Mole. So confident right now. His teammates are dropping around him as he gets left in a 3 versus 3 here. But the T's need to get that bomb down fast. They take control of bomb train. Connor fires back as he rips his way through. Haji gets torn to shreds. It's on Lambert here to try and be that first point of contact now. The AWP is in play over by bomb train. He's spamming away in towards the smokes, but Connor, he's got the high ground. He was in a better angle and it was so easy for him to pick him off. It's all on Petascal. He is struggling to try and find an angle that complements him here as he sprints around like a headless chicken, tries to get a couple of shots off, removes Jacob, but Boaster will always set that frag.
7-5, now the reset comes in for EnVyUs. They win 1 round, and they lose it. The execution towards outside. Haji couldn't do enough there towards Sandwich to halt the attack coming in towards A. Question is, how good is the buy going to be from EnVyUs? Are we going to be seeing another eco for the next buy? And no, they're going to be forcing into this one. It's going to be a 3 M4 buy, sorry. UMP onto Petascal towards that B bomb site, and then Lambert with the AWP. On the flip side, exceL bringing out 4 AKs, and once again, the AWP onto Lazar. Are we going to see something more aggressive? Well, talk about aggression. Jack is looking like the fast rush B, and only Petascal has the UMP to hold this one off.
Burst their way through. Nate does go in early. That transfers actually quite a bit of damage on towards everyone. The UMP as well, as he starts to hammer down. Will eliminate both. That could come back to bite them in the late round. VKO will arrive on the scene as he starts to ring up his boys as well. Everyone will sprint over to try and aid him. 4 versus 4 now, but exceL have very weak after plant positions here, Jack. They're going to be tunneled in and eventually pushed upon. 4 versus 4. Kits on the CT side and Molotovs. EnVyUs working as a unit as well here as they storm the site together. Timing is going to be crucial into this round, but Mole peeks as well. Lazar finds a kill back towards Jax. There's only 2 CTs left, but they start to close the gap. Lazar peeks once more. The confidence is on display finally as he pulls the head straight back off of Haji, and Lambert is forced to get out of there.
Very well played there from exceL. They have no control of the real estate, no control of the map towards the B-bomb site. They allow the CTs to rotate in towards backlines, but good time flashes, peaks from Lazar as well, making it the man advantage and the second man advantage as well from Boaster towards default. So, exceL now, 8-5, they win the half, and very, I don't want to say standard, but, well, basically, vintage call in there from Jacob. You know they're playing 2 towards B, 3 towards A. You do the execution towards A where there's 3 people on the CT side. That means going into the next round, you expect them to go 4-1 to bring VKL back towards the A site because EnVyUs Academy are worried that the A site's weak. Of course, you expect one player towards B. You're right. You go towards B. You find that kill, and suddenly the B bomb site is yours. So, vintage, classic cooling coming out from Jacob, but it's very, very effective. Given the eco coming out from EnVyUs, obviously Lambert saving the up in the previous round. This could be 9-5 here, Jack.
They go for the fast play as well towards the A bomb site, but the welcome mat's down. They've got filthy shoe studs. They're rubbing it all over the place as they take control. Connor as well adds insult to injury as he eliminates Jax in a matter of seconds. Lambert does arrive on the scene, wants to cause a stir as he finds the flick over towards Mole. But what more can they do?
4 versus 4 now. Obviously no Kevlar apart from Lambert with the AWP in hand. If they can retrieve an AK, there's a chance here, but still, no kit as well. The bomb is planted. Unlikely scenario here for EnVyUs.
This is a good showing from Connor so far as well. He's always the man that we hype up in. If he shows up, he is going to be a showstopper. Just constant damage. Always was known as this big impact fragger online, and he's converting that to land now as well.
Took him a while, but obviously, eventually get the experience. The land just go away. And with time, you do get more comfortable on the stage. How'd you hear with the Zeus? What is that, $300 worth of investment to try to take out 4,000 in one shot?
I think so, mate.
Fairly comical. Obviously, he has no kit, so can't go for the ninja. Just want to see if he can get an exit kill. Has the AK in hand, but eventually will go down. So, 5-9. exceL. 9 gun rounds, 1 for them. They lose the pistol, and they still have the 4-round advantage in the first half. Unlikely scenario. We're not really used to seeing that when casting and watching EnVyUs Academy.
No. Here's the thing as well, right? The complete difference that we're seeing from every other team that's played against EnVyUs. They've always given them a lot of respect. They've played a slow game. They always used heavy reliant on tactics, whereas exceL, they're just going for these aggressive burst-style strategies. Shock and awe, charge in, throw spanner into the works, consistently time and time again. EnVyUs seem scared about the fact that someone's just challenging them in raw firepower one-on-one aim battles. They're not used to that. They're used to it just being a lot slower, playing against strategy. And the thing is, the more rounds that exceL are picking up, the hype that Boaster's getting behind him, that's going to pump everyone up. They're a very emotional team. They've always been like that. If Boaster's on form, they're going to love it. We saw it, a couple of weeks back. Boaster, a couple rounds into the game, just went, I'm not feeling it today. And, he wasn't able to get out of that rut. Boaster today, loving it once again. He's got the hype behind him. Everyone's feeding off that. They're going for the aggressive plays. Luzza looks like he's got confidence again. This is good.
One of the issues is, well, one of the reasons veterans will say stay as composed as possible is because when you play the very emotional style CS, you have very high highs, but very low lows. One of the issues is, what if EnVyUs Academy suddenly came back into this one? They won that second half pistol. They made it 9-9. They suddenly won that first gun round. As soon as Boast is quiet, the comms are quiet, people aren't so excited and motivated, and the momentum is on their side, that's where things really can fall flat, especially on their CT side, Jack, where we've seen how poor it can be. Mirage, right? They've had 9 T rounds before, but over 3 games on Mirage, CT side, in the Elite Series, they got 9 rounds in 3 games. Simply put, they cannot have a repeat of that CT defense coming into tonight. They have the 4-round advantage as a bare minimum. If they make it 10-5, lose that pistol, they can't let it slip.
No, definitely not. exceL need to break the curse today, show up on CT half, and try and close this one out. It would be a massive shake-up if they could do so. The early play comes back through Lambert consistently. He's going for this play, and Mole just peeks into it, gives him the opening he needs.
EnVyUs, off the back of the pistol, have only found 2 rounds in terms of gun rounds. Let's see if they can make it 3. It's going to be the 5 versus 3, 2-man advantage as Luzza of Morphle.
Dropping themselves down like lemons right now, and they're just meat to the grinder. They get teared up straight away. Both of their heads getting claimed by Jax.
Jacob now in the 1 versus 5. Can't really play for exit kills, try to dent the economy. Obviously, this is the final round going into the second half. If you're Jacob right now, you're probably saying, you know what, lads, 9-6. It's a very good half, especially after losing pistol as well. Could be calling the CT pistol in this scenario right now, but anyway, eventually he will go down. Lambert will find the kill onto Jacob. 9-6 scoreline.
Yeah, I think this is the most round we have seen by far in one half.
I think it was
well.
8. I think the most we saw before this was 8-7 on Cobblestone between Method.
Yeah.
And yeah, 9-6, definitely the most we've seen so far. A team that has actually managed to get off of EnVyUs Academy.
Yeah, so not too bad for, obviously, for exceL here. This is a good showing for them. They've got the pump. Everyone just needs to continue out now. As you touched on, though, CT half has always been their major issue. Mirage is the most predominant for it. I mean,
awful CT sides.
They physically cannot win anywhere from sort of 4 to 5 rounds. They just can't do it. They just, even if they have a flawless CT half, they cannot get the buffer going to close it out on CT.
You have to maybe factor in as well the fact they are playing with a sub. When you play with a sub, it's like, okay, pressure's off. Yep, we're playing versus the best team in the Elite Series. We're not playing with a full lineup. Just play loose, enjoy yourself. We saw how aggressive Luz was playing, pushing through team main, getting double entry frags with the AWP and the AK. Usually he's so passive and potentially scared as well to make the play. Seems like the pressure's off his shoulders, and he's delivering.
I mean, actually, as well, when you look at Mole as an individual player on a map like Mirage, maps like Mirage and Dust 2, he would always absolutely kick up a fuss, tear his way for everyone. He's a very good, talented individual player. It just depends if, because he's not got the hours there, he's not got the groundwork done, if he's going to be able to do as much damage. So obviously that'll be coming up later, but back into train for now.
Look at that as well. The two leading frags, or players with the most kills on the CT side exceL, is Connor and Luz, the players you need to be fragging and have a momentum in their side. Anyway though, Jack, we're going to the second pistol. exceL lost the first one and still finished the first half on 9 rounds. Tech9 armor onto Lambert. It's going to be the utility buy onto Petiskel. 3 to Kevlar on that T side. What are they going to opt to do? The fake towards Ali, potentially bring the bomb towards B. You've also got the bomb towards can go down Pop Dog and still split the A site. Lambert makes a lot of noise with that Tech9. Coming back towards Pop Dog, it's going to be the A split, Jack.
Yeah, you can hear Lambert making noise on the stage right now as he goes for that call early. They wanted to go for the aggressive style of play. Boaster bounce through the smoke, but unfortunately, he will be short-lived, gets taken down. Jack's a double kill comes out. This is when he is at his best. He needs to be the heavy impact fragger, go in early and create those openers for your team. 5
versus 3 now. Hit onto the CT side though. Jacob makes it 5 versus 4, but low HP onto Mole. Thankfully though, Jacob has the kit and the smoke diffuser.
It's still going to be hard to wean them out though. They're in good afterplants, power positions that they can just wait it out and come into effect when they need to. No real reason to peek right now. They have crossfire setups and they've got a ridiculous amount of information. Hajj as well. If they don't sniff him out soon, he could be such a nuisance. He's in the elevated angle, just raining down bullets from above. Even if he doesn't find the second kill right now, Connor surely cannot pick this one up. Will fall, and Hajj will be the one to claim it.
EnVyUs now winning both pistols on this first map of this best of 2. 7-9 with the scoreline now. exceL. How many players are going to go for the force buy into this one? We see sometimes exceL go for the double eco. They want to have more utility, potentially bring out the double orbs, have Molotovs and whatnot, kits as well into the first buy round. So the question is, who's going to buy Kevlar, and how much investment are we going to see? It's going to be the Deagle, armor onto Connor, CZ pistol, and armor as well onto Mole and Boaster. So Jacob and Luzza both can go for the orb, and a strong buy in terms of utility into the first gun round. It's going to be 3 SMGs as well onto the EnVyUs Academy T side, and the double AK onto Jackson VKL.
Yeah, playing it smart though. Play your split and pick, just hold back, play positions, hold crossfires, try and farm the cash with those SMGs if the CTs are going to allow you to do that. Jacob will actually offer himself up as sacrifice as well, as Hajj will take him down.
So, already the 1-man advantage as well for the T side. Playing versus the quasi-buy coming up from the CT side, so you can't really read too much into it. You want the kills though onto the SMGs. Obviously Jack's one of the kills. With the AK, not really an ideal scenario, but then again, you have 4 or 5 stay alive. You're going to build up your bank regardless.
Yep, fairly good round so far, obviously just farming that cash. It is only the 1 kill to the rifle. Luzza, last alive, hunkered down in a bit of an awkward position. Can try and do some damage towards EnVyUs. You've got 2 low players in Hajj and Jax, but obviously with just a P250 in his back pocket, it's going to be a struggle.
Yep, struggle indeed. Only real goal here as well as try and find some exit kills, dent the T economy as much as possible. Obviously, if you find 2-3 kills here on the ecos and the force buys, you're going to force out a UMP, a Tech9 into that first buy round and weaken the firepower of the T side. That's the real ideal scenario, but obviously exceL finds 0 kills. 5 players staying alive right now for EnVyUs on the T side. You can see as well 3,000 across the board in terms of their banks. They're going to be building up money. So, going to keep the 3 SMGs. Another question to mention is going into the first buy round, Jack, are they going to bring forward the MP7 and the MAC-10 and the UMP as well? If they bring forward the SMGs and they win that round, the money is going to be in such a good scenario. You've got kills and SMG as well. That's going to build up your bank even further. We could be seeing a very one-sided affair on this T side, Jack.
It's true, if they do go for that scout round, it's going to be so easy to just farm the cash at that point. exceL as well. Once again, just a light investment. Jake, I'm just going to go for the P250. Everyone else is going to be skimping, saving that cash up for the following round. Heavy stack towards the B bomb site. EnVyUs actually do pace it back a little bit though. Going to dial it back, not go for the aggressive burst towards A bomb site, just scope it out and see how it goes.
Yep. EnVyUs on the T side, so far in the Elite Series, they play so slow, so passive. They wait for the UK teams to push, get aggressive, and make mistakes. They take advantage and capitalize off of them. And that's why they're currently 5-0, 10-0 in terms of maps. exceL, though, currently trying to go for the upset.
Yep. That's that difference in game style as well of EnVyUs. They are very team heavy. You see them not missing a trick at all. They'll clear every angle on an entry towards
very
bomb
slow
site.
and steady, yep.
Yep. Flash each other in. There's no running risks with them. Everything has to be done by the book, essentially every time.
So it's going to be the good play towards the A side. 5 players still alive right now for the T and CT side. The question is, though, will exceL give away the kills onto those SMGs and give away potentially $2,000, $3,000 worth of money in it to that T-man?
Just trying to play off angles right now, hold these crossfires, hunker down, stick yourself into an awkward position and hope you don't get pushed and overrun. If they try and starve that CT economy in this round, don't allow the SMGs to get kills, it's only going to be beneficial for them.
I mean, sometimes on T sides, we'll see 5 players running to a Molotov or dying to the $300 lust bonus, just to minimize as much money as you can, possibly farm up with those SMGs.
Ooh, a little bit awkward. exceL will come in from the rear, and he will find an easy kill.
So, first bar now, the second half. This is a massive round for exceL to win. You can see, once they brought up here Jack, they're going to have no money in their bank account. And at that point, they're really going to be stuck in a rut. EnVyUs can make it 10-9. They can win versus the Force Buys, win versus the Ecos, and really do damage to that CT economy and the scoreline as well. It's going to be the double setup run out coming up from exceL, up onto Jacob and Lazar. Let's see what they're going to bring out. It's going to be the 3 SMGs brought over into round number 19. Are they going to play hard and fast with those submachine guns?
Yeah, they can run the risk into this one. It doesn't need to be as standardized as the previous rounds, because if they lose it, they can instantly get that rebuy out. And hadji, of course, he's always up to his old tricks. Pushing through the smoke right now, going to try and play around it, then go for the burst. If he gets the opening kill on towards Lazar, it could be such a big catalyst into the late round. But let's see as they start to flood their way through. They've opened up the floodgates. EkL gets the opening kill as he dispatches Connor. hadji as well will take down Lazar. Boaster does a little bit of work, but it's short-lived as he sent off the burn tool by Lambert. Jacob will also fall. It's all on Mole. This round has happened so swiftly as EnVyUs just take it by storm.
exceL's CT sides come crumbling down. A fast play there from EnVyUs towards outside. They catch Lazar. And I believe it was Connor off guard towards the outside side. They found the 2 initial entries, and from there, it all falls apart.
It's scary as well, because obviously Jacob on that secondary AWP, he plays more of a heavy passive. He's
a support style AWP,
yeah. And we didn't see anything
kill
that
from
aided
anything,
them.
yeah.
That's the thing. Double up setup into that. Lazar, we're usually used to see that looser style of play, go for a bit of aggressive pick. There's no early information plays, no idea what was going on. And EnVyUs, the star of that as well, group up, 2 flashes over, smokes in, instant site take.
Precisely. It's going to be cause for concern now for exceL on their CT side. Notoriously very weak on their defense. Strong on the T side. You've got strong aim base onto Connor. Lazar, good calling as well from Jacob, especially now they have Mole to give up some suggestions. Of course, he is primarily a caller, but he's subbing in for this week. So it's going to be the eco coming out from exceL. They're going to be conceding this one, allowing EnVyUs to get to 11-9. And again, hadji bringing forward the MAC-10. His money is going to be in such a stellar position.
They're pushing in as well, and this is a crossfire, so even if he does fall, Jax gets the trade straight away. Boaster struggling, couldn't quite control his CZ there, but Connor from absolutely miles away will find a juicy little headshot on towards Jax.
So, it's a 4 versus 4, but obviously no Kevlar, just pistols right now onto the CT side, as Better Skull finds 1, and this gets taken down there onto 1 HP.
Just 3 CTs left at this point. Jacob essentially almost dead as he limps away from Pop Dog, just going to try and huddle up, hope to do something together. If they find some exits, best case scenario, but they're starting to lose the buffer they had. EnVyUs going to have 11 rounds off the board off the back of this one. At least hadji's finally forced off the MAC-10 and back to using a rifle.
Remember as well, this was a 9-5 scoreline, and it's going to be 9-11 as EnVyUs Academy wins 6 on the trot.
EkL still just waiting for the push to come towards him. exceL, they don't want to run the risk at this point. They're going to peek out, trying to connect the shots with those pistols. Connor does have the deagle. He can be incredibly crisp with it as well. But you can see he just doesn't want to take these peeks.
Yep, obviously for Connor right now, trying to get a headshot, take out $4,000, $5,000 worth of investment from the T side. But then again, right, we're into the latter portions of this first map. It's not about money here. It's about the rounds. EnVyUs, as the bomb does explode eventually, will get to 11. It's going to be 11-9 now. 2-round advantage from EnVyUs after being in a 4-round deficit. So, buy is going to be coming in eventually. Connor on your screens right now. The entry and Starfragger. As I say, Starfragger, hadji there on your left. Starfragger from the EnVyUs side. So, round number 21, it's going to be the double up setup once again onto the exceL side. 3 M4s will fill out the rest of the buy. EnVyUs is going to be bringing out the single up setup onto Lambert and then the 4 AKs. So, where does Jacob and Lazar go? Where do they split their AWP defense? Already fast flashes and smokes going towards outside. Lambert might be dueling towards his AWPs.
Once again, going to go for that fast play. This could actually bypass the AWPs entirely if they're able to push their way too deep and take the aggression up close burst. Well, Mole, look at it. He goes for the information play early, finds the opening frag. He's still alive at this point. They bypass him. They don't know he's there. Mole finds a double kill as he rips the head clean off of Jax. This is pretty good. The first start into the round that actually looks effective for the CT defense.
VKL as low as HP as well. Lambert will find the frag though, turn into a 3 versus 3. Bomb is going to be retrieved. VKL eventually goes down to the HO Jacob. hadji, if you can find an entry towards outside, find the kill towards Ali, open up the A site for Lambert. This could be another round here for EnVyUs.
This could be so awkward though. If he finds the kill, goes for the knife as well, butchers him as he takes down Luzza. They're just left with Jacob with the AWP. Connor alive as well. This is going to be a hard retake.
Goodness, Connor's gone all the way round.
Yeah.
He was towards Ali, towards Green Train. He could have peeked out, stopped the bomb plant, got the trade frag as well onto Luzza. Instead, he goes the long way around, through Ali, back around towards team main. But Jacob here, this could be karma for what happened earlier. Will he get the timing drop onto Lambert?
Lambert has the angle covered though. He's facing towards Deepay too. Jacob has to push towards him. He doesn't know he's there. It's an easy frag. It's just left on Connor. He can be an absolute clutch master into these rounds. So smart. But will it come out today? Finds one. Takes down Lambert. Quickly taps the bomb to try and force the face from Hadji. Spots him out. Finds the kill. Connor is going to pick up the round. Clutch play. It's as good as it gets.
Makes up for the mistake he made earlier. Goes for the long rotation. Eventually will clutch it out on the 1 versus 2. Big round there for exceL to win. But remember, one player staying alive. He does retrieve the AWP though, but the money is still going to be low onto the CT economy. You're going to be seeing maybe an SMG utility as well onto that CT side. And CT side train, you need your grenades. First Molotov towards team main, a counter flash as well. You need smokes towards Ali, smokes towards Pop Doggers to counter off, executes and pushes from the T side. And yeah, there it is. UMP to Jacob. Still though, good utility onto the CT side, AWP once again onto Luzza. So no double up setup right now for exceL. How will that change things?
True. A restriction they have there, obviously, for Jake as well. We didn't see too much from the AWP. He hasn't found a frag with it yet because he's been playing so passive, just getting overwhelmed, forced in positions where the angle he's left in, when they're that close, he can't actually use the weapon efficiently. So it wasn't the biggest benefit to their CT defense, but into this round, just having the one with Luzza, how is he going to play it? I want to see if he's going to go a little bit more aggressive, if he's going to be quite lenient. Obviously, we're used to him being the one going for the information plays. Right now, just playing that anchor role towards B, being the support.
Yep. I like this default coming out from EnVyUs as well. 2 players towards Ali, 2 towards B and 1 towards team main. They're going for the split style of CS. They take control of all these portions of the map I mentioned earlier. Why wasn't Luzza throwing the Molotov and smoke towards Ali? Look at the map control they have. Now they can split and pin to this A site.
Connor, he's going to have some hype behind him, but will he be able to find these kills as they peek together? They're going to go for the little information boost. That's quite nice, as they do peek through. Hadji as well. He's an absolute one-man army as he just takes his head instantly.
So, more now alone towards that B-bomb site. The smoke going down towards ramp. Question is though, what is the CT rotation going to be? It's going to be Luzza rotated back towards B. Boaster finds a frag. Turns it to 4 versus 4 now. As Boaster equalizes the numbers, but here comes the push towards B. It's all down to Luzza and Mole to hold off this assault towards the B-bomb side.
Luzza has the AWP. He has a lot of utility as well. Mole, he's going to get all this information once they try and go for the play. He peeks out, but he can't find it. exceL finding that kill could have just spelled exactly how this round is going to go now. Boaster hoping to try and claw it back. They leave themselves once again the 3v3.
Luzza now playing aggressive on the retake, wants to get this first initial kill. 2 players are low HP onto the EnVyUs side, so there's a potential here for them to take this one.
Lambert, he's heard him scope. Boaster just pushing in as well. Has the backup of Luzza, but he's hunkered down. He has to try and play around the smoke as exceL slips his way in towards the backline, can spot out Luzza. Even though he's found the kill, the trade is easy. It's on to Jacob and Boaster now. This dynamic duo have to be swift into the round. They get to the backside. Boaster will take down exceL. And Jacob finds the frag as well. They are able to do it. It's always boiling down to these incredibly close clutches, but that is round number 11 secured just by the nick of their teeth.
So, defuse will come in. It's fairly close. Obviously, once again, 2 players staying alive for the CT side as they eventually close out the retake. Tease. They found the kill onto Mole, but they didn't have control of backlines. They didn't have map control, real estate towards backlines. They had to hold off the rotations. They allowed Boaster, Luzza, and whatnot to flood in through the site and get those kills and make it 11-11. Still though, EnVyUs, after winning so many rounds of the trot, they won the round, bringing forward the SMGs. Their money is in such a good position. They can still buy up after losing 2 on the trot. It's going to be the 4 AK buy. Strong utility as well onto all 5 players with the AWP onto Lambert. And again, the double on run now coming from the CT side. So far, hasn't really been paying dividends for them. Let's see if this round can change it.
A lot of utility used early here from exceL towards Ivy as well. Really don't want to give any information up. Just trying to keep EnVyUs at bay, plant that seeded out in their minds of what's going on.
So, as soon as Jacob shoots, Mole should wide facing at the trade kill. That's the idea behind this default. Molotov comes through, will deny potentially the trade coming from Mole if exceL finds the kill. Nevertheless, this could be the one-man advantage right now for exceL on the CT side. 11-11, round number 23. This could be the round that breaks the bank. This is where exceL could finally get back in the lead and take the advantage.
Yeah, they're looking good so far. They do have 2 fairly weak players, but as long as they don't lose any more numbers, keep themselves alive, if they find these entry kills towards the players that are going to go for that first contact towards B, then it's shaping up to be a very effective round.
So, 4 versus 5 still, 50 seconds left on the clock. The bomb's still towards T-spawn. 2 players coming down Pop Dog. It's looking like the eventual A split. Let's see if they can find a kill, turn this into a 4 versus 4, and use the equalized numbers to their advantage.
Jax is aware of Connor's location, but he misses out. Going to go for that little bit of a pre-fire. Does tag him down, but he can just hunker back now. He doesn't have to go for the push. He knows where he's coming from. They can just isolate it. Luzza finds another kill as well. Jacob starts to reign supreme with the AWP. This is what they needed to do all these rounds before. Jackson VKL, they peek out, but they're just left on their lonesome. They try and take the fight, but they're overwhelmed. It's all on VKL now, and he's so low in a 1v3. Jacob runs out blindsided, though, by what's going on. Luckily enough, Mole was there to trade. 3 in a row now for exceL, and that could cause the eco coming out from EnVyUs Academy. They've lost 3 in a row, so they will get $2,900 round loss bonus. So if they eco this one, they can buy up into the next round. But then again, you do give away 11 to 13 scoreline advantage. Your money is going to be so low, it gets to the point where if you lose a round, it's almost as if exceL get another one for free, because they're going to win versus the force buy, or the buy, sorry, and then they're going to play versus the quasi buy. But unluckily for exceL, it's going to be another 5AK buy coming from EnVyUs. Their money was in such a strong position. They can still buy after losing 3 on the trot. It's going to be the 5AK buy. exceL, though, after losing so many players each and every round, Jacob deducted down to the UMP. No AWP for him. We saw success from the double AWP setup right now on the CT side. Let's see how they change things up and adapt to the lack of the double AWP. You can see the way they're switching it up already as well. Jacob now playing the close angle with just the support from Mole rather than Mole actually being that front line defense. He has the Molotov to play with early, also the HE. He can try and keep that T-push at bay, and he's going to hit everything that goes down.
Jacob has the Molotov as well. Can molly towards ramp once the smoke comes down lower. Mole only has an HE and flashbang, not really the best nades to hold off the push. Nevertheless, though, Jack, here it comes.
So they're going to go for the full commit here. They need to be on point. This relies quite heavily on Jacob, but he's blind. But for some reason, they don't fight it. They don't really clear the angle. They just run straight past. He's allowed to get one, but it wasn't enough. He still needed more. So Mole has to do twice as much work now. But Luzza bounds over. He's still pumped up, and he will find the kill. But Haji plays around the smoke, slips his way in towards Connector. He's going to be such an annoying player into the late round. He can just hunker down now, wait, and try and backstab.
He can rotate through Pop Dog back towards ramp as well, if need be, and cause a constant cause for concern towards Connector.
They're going to be so paranoid about the push coming through. Lambert actually takes the fight towards him as well. He's feeling powerful with his rifle skills as Lambert picks up an easy 3K. He just absolutely minces the Mole. Has no idea of VKL's location. Will get behind him. But there comes the frag, and EnVyUs looking like they've started to work out how they want to take this one.
Crucial round 1 there for EnVyUs Academy. I believe that was the round where if they lost it, they're going to be forced onto the quasi buy, the Tech 9.5 buy, and that's where exceL could have made it 13 to 11, 14 to 11, and played around the idea of getting to match point. It's going to be 12 to 12, and Eco coming up from exceL. They lost too many players too many times on too many rounds. It's going to be the 4AK buy and the AWP onto Lambert. So no SMGs to farm up as much cash as possible, but nevertheless, right, it's about the rounds. They're only 4 away from closing this one out.
It's the thing as well, you wonder when they get into this position, when they're trying to close out a game, they're trying to work their way through these late rounds. Without Ross being here today, their main coach that's aided them so much in these positions, yeah.
Oh, wow.
You wonder how much that's actually affecting them mentally.
I actually didn't realize they lost both Windansky and their coach today. So, paramount players, especially for the T side, but still they showed good prowess on the terrorist side. They got 9 rounds. But still, it's 6 for EnVyUs after picking up the pistol, and so far only 3 for exceL, which they won all in a row. EnVyUs now have the momentum on their side. Have exceL let this one slip.
Slow contact as they take control of the B-bomb site. Luzza trying to do something, but he just isn't really going to be able to hit the mark. Connor, he's just going to sneak out of there. Scavenge that AK,
yeah.
So that's not too bad for him, actually. He will give himself something to play with into the following round, but it's so close, and it's such a shame that exceL just can't get that little bit of oomph behind him.
So an issue here as well, you can see the money on your screens. They've lost 1 round, so they're going to get 1.4K, which is this round here. 1.9K is going to go into the bank after this round has expired, and it goes to round number 26, right? 1.9K, the only people that can buy are Luzza. Actually, no, he has got 1,850, so Luzza can't buy, Jacob can't buy. Sorry, Jacob can buy. It's only going to be 1 M4 potentially, and 4 UMPs. This is looking like a double saver from exceL. That's my maths are wrong. So, if this is the double eco, they're going to allow EnVyUs to potentially get to 14, 14-12. You let the momentum slip as well. This could be the end here. And again, another very weak CT side coming out from exceL. You can see this is the issue of being a momentum-based player. Look at the face on Boaster. High highs and low lows means when things go south, what happens to your comms, right? Things will fall flat. Things are lifeless. There isn't the same flair. People firing all cylinders. The star players for exceL have gone quiet, and it shows in the scoreline itself.
Yeah, and one of the people that used to try and hype them back up as well and get people talking was Ross and Windansky, and they're not here. They don't have that extra lifeline. They've fallen off, and there's no one there to catch them.
So it's going to be the quad buy coming out from exceL nevertheless. Jake another kit, smoke, flashbang, and 5.7 AK, Kevlar onto Connor, and then the Deagle Kevlar onto Lazar. That's interesting as well. Your AWPer buying Kevlar pistol. Can we see the money, please, real quick? So Lazar has 3,050, so he can buy an AWP into the next gun round, but he will lack smokes, flashbangs, etc. But he still can have the AWP into play.
Go for the jump boost over here to try and get Lazar to try and focus towards Haji's location. Wasn't actually peeking it, so the smoke will go in. Deep molly as well. Tries to fight through the fire and flames a little bit here, but just gets sent off to the bones ward.
But that's what? $1,350 worth of investment just pissed away, essentially. So 5 versus 4, obviously Kevlar onto Connor with the AK, but it's in a 5 versus 3 now. Unlikely scenario, there should be 14 to 12, and potentially the end for exceL.
Very true. This is going to be that 14th round secured off the back of this one, unless Connor can just go ridiculous, start to run rampant with that AK-47. The A site is going to be the location of attack. EnVyUs just sprint their way through, and it's clean as well. No one's there to try and defend it. They can just lock it down instantly.
Yep. The best right now exceL can do is play for the exit kills, try and salvage some weapons and have their money in a better scenario in case things go really south, then it gets to match point, etc. Connor finds a kill, but no real reward apart from $300.
Ooh. Lambert does actually miss a shot towards Jacob here, so he is being annoying, even if he will go down. That's the thing. As long as Connor at this point saves the AK, that's all that really matters. Everyone else can afford to go down, obviously. Mole just going to try and hang here. If he finds a kill, fantastic. If he doesn't, it's still not that big of a deal. We'll actually find the frag back on towards Petsko and the double as well. That's definitely something to work with coming out from Mole, trying to flex his muscles a little bit.
Mole has 2 hours coming into this event in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And he's still crisp as ever. Really shows to the tried and tested veteran he really is. Jack's on your screen as well on the far back. Mole in the foreground there. Was the potential, well, previous star of the UK scene, played on the old Easy Skins lineup that had the upset versus Renegades at GMEC London 2015, and since then the UK has really gone quiet.
Yeah, mate, no more Dust 2 wins for EZ Skins.
There you go. No more Dust 2. Where's the UK going to go?
Cash.
Cash, yeah. Well, we've seen how that one went today as well. Didn't go too well for the UK.
Definitely not. Obviously, with exceL right now as well, this has been a major struggle with them. CT halves have always been where they cannot find their A game, cannot start to lock down rounds. And it's a CT half on train as well. We've had so many benchmarks of them just having this exact same feat over and over again.
If it's Mirage, it's train.
Yep.
And simply put, you cannot have such weak CT sides. The only real strong CT side I've seen is versus another UK team on, what was it? Inferno versus Endpoint a few weeks back when they made it 1-1. And the very strong CT side they had versus Method or Nuke. But still, 2 maps out of 11 played so far. Having such an inconsistent CT side means it puts so much pressure on your terrorist side to get to 10 rounds. Try to find 11-4 scorelines, win that T-pistol. Just imagine right now, if exceL had picked up one of those 2 pistols, this could have been 15 to 12 in their favor.
Yeah, normally as well, they are a team that is very effective on their pistol rounds. Yep. They have a lot of good pistol players. They're quite smart. They can use their sort of normal ability to find those
Usually the narrative is we're casting exceL and we say, exceL have won both the pistols, but they're still losing. This time, they've lost both. They still have a very close game on their hands. Could be the double upset once again, but Mole picking up this time, goes for the peak, could catch Petsko off guard.
Yeah, this is a nice setup this time around. He actually has a little bit of support with Jacob playing close as well, and they have the molly. If they go for contact play, Mole gets the opening frag, but there's no other confidence. That is beautifully played. You just back off, and you slow it down. Lazar as well goes for the opening kill back on towards VKL, and a miss comes out from Lambert.
5 versus 3 now in favor of exceL. Finally, they have the advantage on their CT side. Can they close this one out? That they cannot let this round number 27, slip. It's going to be the AWP onto Lambert still in play, and the double AK onto Jackson Haji versus the full stack 5-man of exceL. Going towards Pop Dog and eventually probably going to be executed towards the A site. Obviously with the 2-man disadvantage, someone has to go huge on the EnVyUs side.
Yeah. They're delaying so much as well, though, because the utility that exeL had into this round, constant Molotovs going down. EnVyUs can't go for these aggressive peaks.
Exactly that. Lazar was rotating back towards the A site. He heard the shot come out from Lambert, and he's staying towards B. Haji now trying to get the entry towards default.
Haji pushing up towards Bomb Train, will find one, but it's not the person he wanted to take down. But Lazar falling could really be quite annoying. Boaster will trade it back out, but they've only got 2 men left on the side of EnVyUs. The battle of attrition is heavily stacked in the favor of exeL. They just need to hold their crossfires, batten down the hatches, and try and stay alive.
Oh, Lambert 16 HP. Still a 4 versus 2 though, as Jax is towards default, could catch Boast off guard. Eventually we'll go down to Molzorb. Lambert now last alive, 16 HP, should go down from 1 bullet from Connor's M4. Actually, AK make it as he does retrieve that one. Can pick up the AWP as well if they want to go for the double setup again. So, big, structured, Teamwork plays coming up from Molt and Jacob towards the B-bomb site. They found the initial frag, make it 5 versus 4. And then, of course, Luz are there towards team main. It makes it the 2-man advantage for exceL on the CT side, and they close out the round with a man advantage.
This is the thing, we were seeing that more consistently for EnVyUs when they wanted to go for those deep information plays. They would do it together, do it as a duo, you can trade efficiently, you can flash for each other, whereas for exceL, it's just been one and done angles in play by Jacob and Molt.
So, Lambert, such a pivotal player right now for the EnVyUs side, has no AWP. It's going to be the fast play of the 5 AKs. Can they finally do it and get match point?
This has always been the thorn in the side for exceL. They've been able to consistently run through them. exceL cannot bend efficiently. They just break every time their defense gets hit, and Boaster finds the opener, but there will be a trade back as Haji chimes in with a frag back towards him.
4 versus 4 now as the bomb is, well, just gets planted. Jack's onto low HP. Lancers eventually fall as well. Haji finds that frag. It's going to be the 3 versus 4 in favor of EnVyUs.
They need to shut Haji down. He's getting too much power behind him. He's starting to get hyped up and really put his foot on the gas pedal. VKL peek out, trying to bait Jacob to push towards his teammate there in Jax, but it doesn't even matter. It's just easy kills coming through. VKL finds an absolute ridiculous amount of headshots, and they will close it out.
Match point found now for EnVyUs. They need one more to close this one out. It's going to be the reset as well into the CT economy. exceL back against the ropes. What are they going to be able to fork out here in their inventory and arsenal? How much money have they got left in their bank? Is it going to be another AWP onto Lazar? So, double up right now onto Connor and Molt. Is that going to be dropped over? Is that based off spawn? Maybe just a spawn-based thing, peeking towards Ali or peeking towards B. It's going to be the CZ onto Lazar, one of your star players deducted down just the pistol, and then the FAMAS onto Jacob and Boaster. Against them, it's going to be the 4 AK buy, and finally, Lambert has the AWP into play. Can he wreak havoc once again and get that final match point, make it 16?
They are going to be playing quite aggressive angles with these AWPs as well. You can see them up on top of train right now, just looking over towards mid-main. If they can find the opening kill, it could be effective, but Jackson Co. just holding it back. Possibly expecting their cash to be even lower than it is right now. Maybe expecting them to go for a bit of a push into this round, but Mole misses the opening shot. At least he works out what the play could be from EnVyUs.
Gives away the fact he has the open play as well. EnVyUs Academy could have been anticipating a weaker buy than actually exceL have. It's a very one-sided affair as well. 2 players with AWPs, FAMASs and CZs onto Lazar. So, they know an AWP's in play, they're going to counter the AWP with the execute. Strong call here from Lambert, as this could be the final nail in the coffin here for exceL as we go into potentially the last play.
Lazar could actually be the thorn in their side, though. Gets up close and personal as he starts to do a little bit of damage with the CZ. Switches out to the AK, tried to back off, but exceL was able to catch him before he could get into a good angle. Mole, if he found the frag, might have given them the lifeline they need, Snods, but it didn't work. 2 versus 3, no kits as well for the CT side as it goes for the retake. 2 FAMASs versus an AWP and double AK as the bomb hasn't gone down just yet. Jacob has to make a move here, hard and fast. Jacob will actually be able to overpower exceL. They fall back into a 2 versus 2, but they can still plant the bomb when they want to. Right now, just keeping themselves at bay. A big tag goes out. VKL almost deaf at this point. It is just left on him and Lambert.
Jacob now coming from the flank. He should have been landing that kill. Lambert now with the AWP towards Green Train. They know exactly where the remaining 2 CTs are. They can go back lines, peek towards default, find the kill onto Jacob, or even go back towards that B-bomb site. 10 seconds left. He found that kill, but does he have time to plant?
He is going to be able to get to the site just in the nick of time. Actually starts planting before 4 seconds, so Boaster can push him. Is Boaster just going to go for the risky play here, try and peek and take the fight immediately? Lambert nearly lands the fix, switches out to his sidearm. He must know that Boaster is low, only 12 HP on him. It just takes 1 bullet. This is such an awkward, tense fight as the push comes through. But Lambert does not fancy a bit of overtime, will pick it up. That's EnVyUs claim in map 1. Train is going to be their home turf.
Heartbreaking scenario there for exceL. So close to getting that upset win and the first win in the Elite Series versus EnVyUs Academy. Unfortunately for them, though, they do fall short. They lose both pistols and lose that first map on train, 16-13. But it goes to show how good that calling was from Lambert throughout the whole map, right? Suddenly, you know an AWP's in play from Mole. You go straight to that set execute. You counter the AWP. You get the bomb down. You exploit the weaknesses there on the exceL side.